All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's another beautiful morning in the city of Calabar. It's a Tuesday, fine morning right here. We're reaching you from 103.5 FM Unical Radio International. My name is the George Glasgow, and this is in commemoration of the University of Calabar 50th anniversary, the radio special. We're here again on your airwaves, this time with a wonderful guest, and the show in a moment will begin. From lecture halls where dreams take flight to hospital wards in the dead of night, the leader forged in student days now a beacon in so many ways. From healing hands to empire grand hospitals rise where visions stand. A city moves, its heart beats strong in fitness, leisure, nightlife, songs. Through trials faced and battles won, his journey shines like the morning sun. So right now we're tuned in to Unical 103.5 FM to share this tale of passion, purpose, and beyond the pale. Welcome again to Unical Radio. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome back to the show. This in commemoration of the University of Calabar at 50 celebration is the radio special brought to you on the stables of 103 FM Unical Radio International. My name is the George. I'm your host to bring you this wonderful, memorable, forgettable show. In the studio right now, we think we have one very special, our own special, distinguished alumnus. We like to call him Odogu Pararam in the building. Come He's a consultant, Department of Public Health and Community Medicine, University of Calabar, Hospital. He was one time Director of Sports of the Student Union Government, University of Calabar, one time President of the Association of Resident Doctors, University of Calabar Teaching Hospital. He is the CEO, CMD, Aruba Specialist Hospital, and Ash Premium. Ladies and gentlemen, in the room this wonderful morning is the CEO of Huggies Groups. Ladies and gentlemen, this man needs no further introduction. Let's get to meet the one and only Dr. Ikechuwku Ukweh. Welcome, boss, to the show.
Oh, thank you very much, George, and the crew members on Unical Radio. I am very, very proud to be here this morning. I've been to several radio stations, and I can tell you this is the best I have been into. I am proud to be a Malabite, and I'm happy I'm here today to celebrate with you guys.
Well, thank you very much. That's from the Odogu himself. He has seen this, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. He's been around the world. And if he says we're doing good, then we're really doing good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. All right, sir, we'll just run through memory lanes. The show is about seeing what the past was, where we are, that's the present, and what we could be in the future. This is the Unical radio special in celebration of our 50th anniversary, and we want to thank you for coming on the show. And I'll start straight into memory lane. What was your experience? Doors were opened and you stepped into the bar as a Malabite, and you stepped into that classroom. What was the experience like?
Oh my goodness. I just flashed my mind back 1995 when we came into Calabar from the city of Aba.
Okay.
And we entered Cross Line, dropped at the now known as Leventis building, and got into the University of Calabar. Oh, because my elder brother finished from here, so it was a little bit easier for me to connect. Quickly I had to settle in at Hall 6, where he had a friend that was there. Then we commenced registration. Then we normally pay our fees at First Bank. First Bank used to be where Sparks, besides Sparks shop.
Okay.
We need to wake up at about 5 a.m. To go and queue on the line to get a tally for you to be able to pay your fees. Yeah, and so it will take up to 2-3 days to pay fees. Then, you have to queue on the line and get that tally by 5. Probably return to the hostel, have your bath, and come back when the bank opens just to deposit that money and get a teller. You get a teller, return back to your faculty officer, and change that into a receipt. And then before you can commence lectures. It was a bit tasking, but we enjoyed doing that. There was no more transportation. We have to walk all the way from 6. Then you have to walk to the gate by 5 in the morning. We have to walk in a group, just to secure yourself, get there, pick a tally, walk back again. We built a community. In fact, each time I listen to the anthem of Unical, I almost shed tears because it says we come from far and near to unite here. So we came from different places. My class will have people from the north, from the west, from the east, from the south, and we all unite here. We have a WhatsApp group today that all of us stay unite, to each other. So it was memorable. It was something that I cherished. Somehow it built me. And from there I entered into politics. Was first in Kumsa.
Oh, yes, okay, there's the Kumsa story.
Yes. I was the director of sports in Kumsa before I became the standing committee on NIMSA Games, the director too.
Interesting.
Yes. Director of sports, SUG was the third. Then I came back, to finish up as director of sports in SUG. So it's been in fact, each time I look at my stay in the university, and this is also where I found my wife.
Interesting. Yes. You went to 2 certificates.
Yeah, so I got married here, so I saw my wife here, and then so I got a certificate in character and learning, and I got my wife as well.
Your wedding certificate. Oh, interesting times. Okay, I saw you singing the national anthem. The school anthem with so much passion. You're one of our few guests who remembers the line. What was it like then? Was it at every point you guys recited the the school anthem?
I'm not sure this anthem was in existence while we were in school. Yeah, in fact, I want to find out the exact time this anthem came on board, but I'm not sure it was there. In fact, I connected the anthem to this anthem when I came back to the school.
Okay.
Yes, after I have graduated. Yes, I think the anthem came after we had finished school.
Okay.
And immediately I read the lines of that anthem. It connected me back into school immediately.
Interesting. Okay, we're going to dig into our anthem. The gist will flow. We at the level of Unical Radio, we're planning a series, and after our discussion here, we'll have you back to be part of that story.
Absolutely.
In the words of Chimamanda, she said there is a danger in a single story. So we want to tell many sides of our story, and then so that we could find a holistic story. All right, going forward, I want to go back to your days as CUMSA Director of Sports, and then how you rose to be Director of Sports of the Student Union Government, and what's your contribution or this innovation you brought to the system, as it were.
All right, thank you very much. You know, I normally would tell people that if you are appointed, employed, or you venture into business and you don't cause a disruption, then you have not done yourself any good. And that has been what has led me all my time, both as a director of sports. When I got into that office as a director of sports, there was nothing like a provost cup. The provost cup that they do today was my initiative. Yes, it was in our government that we started that. I looked at it and said that what can we do different from what has been done? Before then, CUMSA used to have just CUMSA games where they do purely indoor games and football ended there. And then I came on board and said, okay, let's name this event the Provost Games. That was when the late Professor Spencer Ifem, of blessed memory, was the provost.
Okay.
So I approached him then as a student and I told him, and he loved the idea. So he supported the idea. Professor Roland Domemba then was the CMD. You know, so I had to collaborate with these two great minds, and then we launched the first Provost Games. That was the first time CUMSA won event and they wore a medal. Yeah, that was the first time. You know, we had to produce medals, and the game was connecting to. In fact, people in final year were able to play football with those in year one. Yes, we created that platform for people to compete.
It's still a culture.
Yes, to today. Yeah. So we developed that at that time.
Okay.
You know, because when we came on board at that time, you don't just walk into. Then the final year stay in Moore Road. Fifth year and final year were Moore Road, and somebody in year one.
Interesting.
So that from that point, that culture of the 50 years mingling with those in the younger classes started.
Okay.
You know, that's one thing game was for you. You know, game brings people together, the spirit of football and other things. So, you know, so that was what we achieved. And that was what led us when we went for the national games to compete. You know, and then when I was able to read out this profile, I won at that level.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we came back. When we did the NIMSA, in fact, the NIMSA games we hosted was the last NIMSA games till now.
Oh.
Yes, because at that point, after that games, you know, NIMSA, you know, became a bit fragmented, and till now they have not been able, because of the cost. It was huge cost then for us to host that games. You know, then the then governor of Cross River State, His Excellency Mr. Donald Duke.
Okay.
That was the first day he got into. He drove himself and entered. His first time driving into Unical as a governor.
As governor.
Yes, we brought him in there. You know, so the game was a success. They supported us then and sponsored most part of the game. You know, and people came from everywhere. I think we were from school at that time. Yeah, that came into doing things again. And that's the first time we hosted such an event in the south, and I'm not sure then they have been able to gather that momentum and strength to be able to go to that event since that time. You know, we got support, massive support from Dr. Ebiso, that then gave us a huge amount of money to support that. At that time, you know, that we did that. And so it was a success. So it was those two things that now created a platform for me to come up to the stage to contest for the Director of Sports in Sudan government. So those are what we were able to do then, you know, so it was easy.
Okay.
You know, I remember in the contest, I contested with somebody from economics then, and they were like, who's this medical student? What do you have to offer us in sports? You know, but by the time we were able to read out what we did in the time past, we were able to win him from almost every I'm sure that if I can still remember very well, we won every hostel. Because then the election was still physical, not now. Now things have improved. Then it was physical. So you wait, they will count hall 8, they will count it, they will announce the result, count from hall 9, hall 2, hall 4, hall 6,
Interesting
hall 2.
times.
So yeah.
Okay.
So it was wonderful, And as
Okay.
director of sports being in government, we also was
Government.
under Professor Baresu's time as the Vice Chancellor.
Okay.
Yes, we started the first faculty games. Professor SBC Henacho was the Director of Sports, from the angle of the state of the university, was the secretary then, who I handed over to
Okay.
as Director of Sports. Yes, he was in my committee.
Okay.
We served together, worked together, did all those events together, then I handed over to him.
Okay, you created your own successor. They say the beauty of succeeding is to have a successful successor. Interesting. Okay, the doors were opened. You came in with books in your hand, maybe fears in your heart. You didn't know where the roads were leading. But then, what inspired you to studying medicine?
All right. I came from a village in Olo.
Okay.
For those that know Olo very well, our trademark is that we said medicine. I don't want to say drug. We say medicine. We are good in patent medicine. So if you go to Onitsha, Lagos today, if you count 3, 4 shops, you must count one person from Olo. Yes. So that's what we do. That's what my father did.
Okay.
And so we're looking for a way to modernize it. So my father said, okay, see, I have sold drug, I have sold medicine, and your elder brother did biochemistry. So we need somebody from this family to do medicine. Medicine wasn't what I desired to study at the initial years. It wasn't my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, my family sat me down and said, now it's your turn to go and study medicine, And they supported me. My elder brother supported me. His name is Chika. And he made sure that I got that admission. He did everything possible. Did the studying, sat me down, went through the whole studies, and we were able to get the admission, and then I came in and studied medicine. So if, just like my son told me that I want to study medicine, I said, fine, that's fine by me. I want to study medicine. I didn't want to study medicine.
Okay.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was tasking. I still believe that background is what shaped my life.
Oh.
Yeah, because if I have studied something maybe in 4 years, I would have had enough time to probably do things that wouldn't have helped me in life.
Okay.
Yes, the longer I stayed in school, the more I matured. Yeah, I got refined, discovered some stuff. Our IT company was bettered while I was in school.
Okay.
Yeah, so some of the things that we did while in school. So the medicine, yes, was my family, but I enjoyed what I did while I was in school.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. Okay. Now we will. I'll talk to you as a doctor. You rose through the ranks, came into the residency program in the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, and then one time you were voted in as the president of the Association of Resident Doctors. You take us through that line. You were the 25th president of the association, and we have up to the 35th president right now. That's a long time in that association. So what was it like? What was your experience? What was the difference between student leadership to now transcending into the leadership of the resident doctors?
All right. Thank you very much. I got into residency, and my first venture into politics as a doctor didn't end well. I contested first for the PRO, because I felt, okay, let me start from the bottom. Yeah, without casting aspersion to that office, not at the bottom, but at least it was more of the lowest that one can, venture into by for. So I said, pick up the form. I said, okay, let me do PRO. And for the first time, I lost an election. Yes, I lost that election. And the funny thing is that people, me and my opponent, they'll come and tell me that, oh, doctor, I know that you were going to do well, but this your opponent is my friend. So I will vote for him because he's my friend, right? And I will vote for him because he's in my department. At the level of medical politics, the sentiments that play there mostly is beyond That was that election. I felt that okay, that since this is it was quite different from what I
what
saw.
you used to know.
Yeah, from the state. Nobody can, nobody cares whether you're from the east or from the west or from wherever, they vote for you. But at that point I said, okay, fine, so maybe I should give up and just forget about politics as a doctor, focus, finish my residency and move on. But 1-2 years after, my opponent didn't do well as a PRO. So people came to me and said, why don't you contest for secretary? So I contested for secretary. I still had opponent, but I managed to win that one. It was keen contest. And remember, I came from a department that don't do housemanship.
Okay.
So that's a disadvantage. House officers have a more number. So we don't see them.
Okay.
Yeah, house officers go through surgery, medicine, pediatrics, and O&G.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're not in this 4 departments, you're already disadvantaged because you don't know them. So you need to work so hard to get their votes. So we managed, and I contested with somebody from this department, but we managed to win. After, and it was another difficult thing to do. Because with the guy that we contested as PRO, won me as a PRO. 2 of us are now contesting for the president.
You're now back.
Yes, so we're back. So the scorecards were kept on the table. Okay. Yes, first time, doctors became more reasonable. It's okay, this guy you were PRO. Well, show us what he did.
Okay.
This guy you were secretary. We saw what he have done. So that was how I wanted. First, show us what he did. So that was how I walked in and won the election and became the 25th president of ARD. I also wanted to make a change. Yeah, I told myself that I didn't just want to win because I want to answer the 25th president. What can we do differently? If you walked into that lounge, you will see that they had the portraits of all the presidents, around that place. Before I became president, there was nothing like that.
So that was your idea.
Yes, I did that.
And it has continued
till for now,
till the 34th.
Yeah, president. Yes.
President.
Yes, I did that.
I saw that.
And we renovated the lounge and ensured that doctors had their call. Something that was peculiar then. They used to pay us to go for sponsorship, to go for updates, go for exams and all those stuff. So before then, there were a little backlog of payment, and we went on strike. And then the CMD then, the late Professor Agan.
You had a strike as president.
Yes, we
okay.
Had. Yes, we had, and it was one of the very tough one. Because my reason was tested, and I said no, that we must embark on this strike because I wanted my doctors to get their payment. Okay. And they wanted to test me. They said okay, they will pay people based on attendance. Now my name based on attendance was 27. I can never forget that incident. 27th. And I said they will pay the first 20. They put me by the side and said, okay, we're going to add your name as number 17, so we can pay you as the president. So you can call up because when they pay the first 20, then pay the second 20. They say because we're not sure of the second 20, let's pay you now so that And I told them that don't pay me, pay the first 20. And some doctors then went from the back, sorted themselves out. They moved them from even 30 to the first 20.
Okay.
So I walked into the accountant office. He's still there, and Mr. Luma, and I said, can I see the list before you pay? And they brought out the list. So I saw my name, number 17. I saw a few other names I know that they are not supposed to be in the first 20. So I took my pen and I crossed their names, and I also crossed my name. I said, please take out these names, including my name, put those who are supposed to get this payment first 20 and pay everybody. Maybe was not happy with me till he left, training. Maybe said to me, and that money wasn't paid again. After that first 20, that money wasn't paid again. We lost that money. So he wasn't happy with me. But I was happy that I stood my ground.
For what was right.
For what was right, and then the first 20 were paid. And that was a legacy I left.
Yourself.
Yes, myself. I didn't get that payment. I had a chance to get that payment, but I didn't get that payment. So I told them that this is what I want us to have. I want us to have a transparent in a government where people can see what you have done. and not manipulate things because you want to favor yourself. So I'm happy I did that as a doctor, and he also forgot that after that I became the secretary of NMA Cross River State.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, yes.
That was my.
You wrote consult public health and community medicine. So we'll look at that part and would ask what modalities will impact the public health in Cross River State and in the nation at large.
Okay. I used to joke when I talk to my colleagues, and I said, our profession, our own faculty, if I am a CMD of a teaching hospital, that and I want to make money, then I wouldn't employ people from public health. Why? Because our goal is to prevent people from falling sick. So
Okay.
if I'm a teaching hospital CMD, it means that your department will prevent people from falling sick, so I will make income. So, and that is one part I love so much, that we are in the villages and communities trying to educate them and teach them on what they need to do to stay healthy. Health promotion is key. Health education is what we do in ensuring that we have a healthy society. Now, as a state, we also advocate that they have at least a working insurance, cover for those who are vulnerable, under 5 and the pregnant women. They are the most vulnerable.
Okay.
In fact, yesterday I went for a male summit, and they said, "Oh, that we're always talking about, under 5 and pregnant women. How happened to the men? That they also have men who are vulnerable."
Yeah.
So I said, "Okay, fine. So we can also add the elderly."
Yeah,
Now, the elderly will not cover for whether you're a male or you're a female. You should be able to at least enjoy a level of coverage by government, so that you don't bother to have out-of-pocket expenditures to treat yourself. At least if you are sure that the government provides you with the basic needs of your medical needs, then you should be able to be fine. So if you need a medical help, you can attend that. So that's what we are cut out to do. We ensure that we have a healthy community, healthy society, to reduce the population of people that go to hospital. You also will ask me, but why did you open a hospital? Now you also open a hospital to ensure that those who are not able to at least keep themselves healthy will find a place to seek a medical attention. And hospitals are not just for the sick people. People run their medical checkup to ensure that at least they are up to date with their medical attention they have to give to themselves. So for me, I love my faculty, I love my department, I love what we're doing.
Okay.
And I will encourage even more people to come in, because they say that a healthy nation is a wealthy nation.
Okay.
So we're going to create more healthy people
Okay.
in the system.
So we'll hinge on that. A healthy people create a healthy nation, and eventually create a wealthy nation. We will venture into your entrepreneurial journey in a moment, but for right now, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we will discuss more with you, sir. And then the parts we'll be looking at is your entrepreneurial journey. Then you tell us about what it is right now with you, and then the University of Calabar, and of course, the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, mga bites and mga verses, wherever you're listening from, this is 103.5 FM Unical Radio International. I've been speaking with the one and only Dr. Ikechuwku Ukweh, and we've been discussing about the past, we're looking at the present, and we'll hope to see the future too. Until I come in a moment, this is our break time. Just enjoy the soft music. Come on, Michelle. This is in the commemoration of the Unical at 50, the radio special. I've been speaking with our guest, Dr. Ikechuwku Ukweh, and it's been some exciting memory. The commemoration of the of this conversation. Doctor, I would want to ask about your entrepreneurial journey. You mentioned something about starting up an ICT company back in school.
Yeah.
How did the journey into this entrepreneurship start then?
Great. For every business, while in school, where we were here, mine and two of my friends then, two from the same fellowship, one from another fellowship, but we're under the same JCCF umbrella. We identified a need, and that need was that at that time there was no place in the entire campus where you can browse internet. None. Then the same building where Sparks is was where we used to queue on the line to go and check your email. So you be on the queue, and somebody comes, you take you drop your email address and you put your password. The person types in and opens your mail. And because of the cost of printing at that time, so you ask them to read out the mail for you, so you can copy out the key things. So other people will be listening to, they read out your mail and you copy. And I asked myself, I said, this is absurd. This is weird. What is this? So I got back. I spoke to a friend of mine then, Joseph Ikumankama, who just finished at Director of Information then in school. And I told him, this is what is happening. What do we do? He said, that he also has suffered the same thing and is thinking that we should try and find a way to solve this problem. So he mentioned to me that there's that guy called Gabriel, who's good in internet, good in IT, software and all that stuff, that we should incorporate him so that we can start off something. But we had a major challenge. Challenge was the finance to start the business.
Okay.
First is to have an idea.
And
Two is how to use financing. So I said, okay, I will talk to my family to raise the capital. Second was now where we put up the system. Then what to do. 3 students want to open a cyber cafe. Our plans and everything. So he said, okay, where they have got internet, got into the school. So we launched the first internet center in Unical. My family supported us money. We improved, got up to 50 computers. So when you come to that building, for those that finish from Unical, if I'm saying this, that they will understand. When you come in there, these computers are lined up in Unical. And that was the first cafe in Unical. People come from everywhere, from towns. People drive in, park their cars, come into that place, browse. We were running 24-hour shift. People browse overnight. Then they have people that browse in the morning. The payment for night browsing is cheaper. For those that know what internet
yes.
So you have online browsing. So we have online browsing starting by 12. So by 12, we see students, everybody line up to enter. That they call zealots. Zealots were.
Yeah,
so people walk
about zealots.
Yes, so people come in, to the place and they sit down, they browse, So we had that business until we finished school, doing other stuff, until internet became something that is at the fingerprint of everybody. So that's where we stopped. So that was the first venture we got into business with 3 of us. From there, we also identified another need. The second need was that people write JAMP. I want to get into Unical to write procedure, and then they will wait for the results to be pasted on the wall. Someone can go there and tear it out. So we approached the late VC, then Professor Soko.
Okay.
And we presented that proposal to him, and he accepted it. So that people can, after that, give us the result, we upload on the internet. Then you pay a token in the bank and use that password, log in, see your results. Then you wait again, use that same token, check, you see admission letter. So that was how we started the software part. Gabriel was good in software, so he developed that software.
Okay.
So from that school, we moved to other schools. At the point we had our own, disagreement and issues, and that was how we dissolved our association at that company at that point, and I walked my way. They walked their way.
What happened? What
Yeah.
happened?
Well, I think even though what happened was more of personal, but I think that the key thing you should take out from here is the fact that whatever business you want to venture into, especially when you are 1, 2, 3 persons coming together to form a company, you must be able to document your agreement. Document every part of your sharing formula, because that was what scattered that company. Yeah, it was at the point when we started making real money. Real money is the fact that we are now making millions. Now, because it was not documented how that million should be shared, it became an issue in sharing. That was what led to that disagreement. Young people, elderly, anyone, as long as you want to get a life, even with your own spouse, document what you stand to benefit. Yeah, don't start asking for reward after the result. Has started coming in. Ask for, if this happens and this amount comes in, what comes to me, so that you document it, so that it also will save you from greed and from any selfish act. So that if you agree from the onset,
That this is what
I'm going to get, and you stick to it. So that was what we couldn't do at that time. There was no document on what should guide us in terms of when profits start coming. How do we do that? So that was what happened. And we walked our separate ways, and that was how GTCO Cascan came into being. Because it was my passion to run IT, so I had to open another my own company, and then I started pursuing that dream, and then we continued from where, because we also have a lot of contact at that point. So we continued in that line, and got to other schools, and we started working, in that angle to develop softwares for institutions, and still today, GTCO is still there and doing well.
Okay. Interesting. I would want to talk about how you got into the business of private hospital. What inspired you to do that? You own like 2 private hospitals, Aruba Specialist Hospital and the Ash Premium. What inspired you to build a business around?
Okay. I wouldn't tell the first story that compelled me to do the hospital, but the second story that I will tell you is that I also saw a need. As at the time we opened that hospital in 2005, the challenges then, 2015, sorry, the challenges then were most hospitals can't offer you 24 hours power supply. They can't offer you the touch that you need as a patient. They can't give you that personalized touch as a patient who is in a hospital. We wanted to change that narrative. So I saw people lose their babies because there was no light for them, die because there's no functional incubator. I saw people die because there's no functional ventilation patients that requires assisted. And my wife, and I told her this I need to do. She told me that she also have the same dream and passion. Yeah, and that was how we bettered that hospital. And then today it's there. And she even left because of that same passion. She had to leave the country to go and study interventional radiology, which she's coming back to impart, because that is where medicine has moved to. Medicine gradually has moved to minimal access surgeries, where people have surgeries without even opening up.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's her area. She has gone most countries of the world. She has learned that now, so she's coming back with that skill. So you soon going to see. So let me tell you. Let me let the cat out of the bag now. You are going to be seeing Aruba Interventional Center opening soon, because she's bringing up the skill and all the equipments that are required to set up that place. To ensure that we offer cross-variants and those outside the state and city the best medical care they will and can access when they get into town. Yeah. So that's the reason we opened the hospital.
Oh, this is, oh, God bless me. This is like picture as a power couple.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I think we're on, because I think she's a distinguished alumnus. I would like to host her on radio when she's around. Okay, we're looking forward to that. From building hospitals, the business around hospital, we got into the hospitality business. From hospital to hospitality. One time we were gisting and they said, Dr. Ukweh will move you out when you're not feeling fine. You go to the hospital. When you get better, you come to the hotel, you chill. There is a lounge, there is music, there is food. And when you finish eating and probably you're not feeling well, you return to the hospital. And then when you're back, we work on you from the hospital, we bring you back to have fun. Come on. So how's that been? How did you venture into this hospitality business? And there's a lounge, there's a gym, there's a cinema, there's... Come on. What's up?
All right. The just the same dream, the same passion, the same drive, just to make a statement and just change the scenario. What happened?
Disrupt the
Disrupt
system.
the system. I tell people that any business I want to get into, if I can't disrupt that system, then I don't enter.
There's no need.
There's no need. Even if I have a 10-room hotel, 10 rooms must be classy, must be excellent. I must be able to create that space where people want to come to. This morning before I came live on your station, somebody called me. I was that you have how many rooms? I said total of 60 rooms, in state housing. And he said, then why is everybody talking about you? I thought your hotel is up to 200 rooms. I said, why stay if I come to Calabar? He said, out of that 10 questions, 7 recommended hobbies. So he said, okay, let him talk to the person. So they sent my number. So he called me this morning and said, please, how many rooms do you have? Because that 7% out of 10 recommended a hotel. I said 60. So we were looking for actually 80 rooms, to accommodate. We had the conference coming in.
Okay.
Yeah. So I said, okay, I have 60 that we can afford to make you get another 20. He said, but how come you are just 60 rooms and everybody's talking about you? I said, well, we just decided to disrupt the system. That we chose our location correctly and ensure that we provide an environment where people come in, relax, and have almost everything in one spot.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you drive into the Huggies Royal, you'll be able to have almost everything that will keep you indoors in one spot.
And move the money.
Yes. You get into your room if you want to do a spa, you want to go to the cinema, you want to lounge in the lounge, anything you want to do with it. You want to go to the gym, we just ensure that we'll keep you within our space. Okay. And that's something that we also did that no other hotel has in the city of Calabar, is that every room in the hotel is entitled to have a premium package DSTV in your room.
Yes.
So you watch anything you want to watch in high definition.
Yeah.
Sure that all our TVs are smart. So if you don't want to even watch DSTV, you want to watch internet, you want to watch YouTube, you want to watch Netflix or Prime, you can still watch it in a room because every room is connected to the internet. Every room is connected to a DSTV, so you don't need to call reception and say, "Can you change this thing to me? I want to watch."
They're watching. What the receptionist is watching, every room is watching.
So everybody is entitled to watch what they want to watch. We've invested to ensure that people enjoy. We call it affordable luxury.
Luxury. That's where I was coming to.
Yeah, affordable luxury.
It's luxurious, but then
affordable.
Like 4 days ago, a friend called me and said. He wants me to chill at Huggies, courtesy of what we're doing on radio. He said I should just chill. I went there and I was chilling guys, so that you know. I had this master key, this card in that anyway, affordable luxury Huggies. So that's it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move as fast as possible. The only thing we do not have, friends, is time. But then I want to still open the phone line for a minute, and then we'll get questions if there are from our listeners, because we should be running. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll open the phone line right now. The number to call is 0809-444-4058. The number to call is 0809-444-4058. And when you call in, we have a special guest here in the room, Dr. Ikechuwku Ukweh. We have a call. We're going to take that. But for right now, we ventured into the area of being a power couple. I've seen the story told right now. I'm seeing the impact of your wife in clear picture. And so I want to ask, um how do you manage your family, medicine, the whole business? You have a very, very, very tight schedule, and then you're still available to people. How do you manage all this?
Well, it hasn't been easy. I can tell you that for free. It hasn't been easy. I think it's more of God's grace. My family also have suffered a bit, from that. I haven't seen my wife since December.
Oh,
Or okay, early January. She left here on the 2nd or 3rd of January. And in fact, my wife told me something on the. I didn't travel, and she said, for the first time now, I feel like coming back because how can everybody be with their husband and you are
Valentine is
it
happening.
happening and you are not? No, no. I had to pay. That is just the sacrifice we had to make, just to serve the public and then unite again, together. It's been difficult. It's been difficult. Yesterday, somebody asked me, "How many hours do you sleep in a day?"
Because I was going to ask.
Yeah, and I said, I can't remember the last time I've slept for 8 hours or even 5 hours. This yesterday night I finished about 1, and got in, and then by 7, 6 I'm awake. I was awake and started doing some other stuff to be able to be here. It's not been easy, but I try to also play a balance. Once in a while, what I do mostly is that whenever I have a job outside Cross River State, then take that time to rest.
Okay.
Calabar is walk, walk, walk. And since I also have that joke with my exercises, so I
Yeah,
go to the
I
gym
see.
every
Maybe
morning.
that's why you.
Yeah, so I go to the gym every morning to ensure that I keep fit. So
Okay.
that's the balance.
Okay. All right. As a mentor and a role model, what principles do you try to instill in the younger generation? Now we're talking to your younger self.
Yeah, I teach my staff and those that look up to me. I said one of the things that will help you in life. Nothing like somebody says to you, please keep this. You may have forgotten the money, and you come back and say, "Sir, go." You haven't say ask me about it. It sticks to the man's. Or you have a deal with somebody and you're able to keep to the terms and conditions. Some of the things that people lack. I tell you that you have to be honest with all that you do. Ensure that you don't change the person you are dealing with. One day he will remember it, and then he will never work with you again. But once you're able to build that trust in any person you're dealing with, he wants to recommend you. Second is that you must have hard work. Third is that you must have this principle to always be the best in all you do. If you're a tailor, tell yourself that I want to be the best tailor. If you are a roadside mechanic, tell that you're going to be the sought after mechanic. If you are doing car wash, you must be the best. Seek for knowledge. Your phone in your hand is not just to send WhatsApp messages and to do TikTok and to do Snapchat. Read. Read. Everything you want to do in this world is on YouTube. Read. Educate yourself the more. I see bartenders. I say, do you know that you can learn different types of cocktails just by watching your YouTube? You can do all manner of things just by looking at your YouTube. So study. Learn to show yourself approved. The Bible even said it. A
A
workman
workman that needed
not
not to be ashamed.
So anything you want to do, study. Study is the underlying thing. Study, be honest, hard work, you will excel. It will only take a time, but you will excel.
I saw one time you posted for a job recommendation. You were supposed to employ somebody, and you said even though you don't have a certificate,
I have a common
if
sense.
you have honesty,
Honesty.
you're committed to the job, you're hardworking, you already have the job.
Absolutely.
You don't even need a
Yeah,
certificate.
absolutely.
Okay, I saw that. Doctor, this hostel, yes, no, I
Wow.
stayed in hall 6 too when I was in school, but then right now office of the vice chancellor, a female vice chancellor, Professor Florence Sobi. This just share knowledge we're running very fast and we're almost out of time. But then we're going to take a last word from you, and then tell us what Unical can be in the next 50 years, and then your word of advice to everybody listening.
All right, I look into this market. I want to speak to Unical, a Unical feature,
Yeah.
and in store, they will be better than where they are. Now, don't set rules that will favor any class of students based on where the kind of language you speak. Set your standard for an international institution. Do not create room and say this rule favors those only from Cross River and punish those who are not from here. Create a platform to allow only excellent to excel. Open your doors to allow anybody, irrespective of tribe or religion, to come in, acquire knowledge, follow your rules, and excel. In doing so, you are going to be turning out champions. By tomorrow, you are going to be seeing alumni coming into the school for the 50th anniversary. You will see people from every walks of life. That anthem, far and near, they will gather tomorrow, and you will see that they are the best in wherever they are. And they are coming to Unical because Unical is their alma mater.
Yeah.
Not because they are coming
from
from Cross River
or they are from Akwa Ibom.
Akwa Ibom, anything. They are going to come, to celebrate the institution. Let the institution create a platform for everybody to excel. That has been. I chose to come here. I could have gone to another school in the southeast, but I chose to come to Calabar. I chose to live here. I should be treated as one person who is from here. I've been here since 1995. I came to school. I haven't gone anywhere again except for youth service that I came back. I've been here. So you can imagine that my investment, my life, my children know Cross River, Calabar as where they grew from before they left. So they should treat everybody with that equal respect, and I believe that Unical in the next 50 years will blossom, will compete with any school worldwide. I wish them a happy 50th anniversary, and I know that 100 years from now, if we are not here, those that will come after us will be glad that they went to Unical.
All right. That has been a wonderful, wonderful wisdom session, knowledge section from the one and only Dr. Ikechuwku Ukweh. 50 years from now, it will not matter what cars we drove. It will not matter what houses we lived in. It will not matter how slim or fat our bank accounts were. What will matter are the very many young people that we have touched in very many special ways. What will matter are the very many souls that we delivered from the shackles of mediocrity and saved from the seat of despondency. Then, and only then, can we look back and say that we came and we saw and we conquered. My name is the George Glasgow, and it has been the show on your favorite darling station. This is in commemoration of our 50th anniversary. When we come back, another packed full, insightful section. Ladies, tomorrow, and we'll be hosting tomorrow the one and only national leadership coach and public speaker, Pastor Dr. Akomoye Uga. When we come tomorrow, get ready, it will be showtime. For right now, it's all goodbye from myself and the crew. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.